Welcome back to More They Do channel, and the next installment of the Secrets of Fear and Hunger. This time we're digging deep into the heart of the dungeon, and the many paths leading into its darkest depths. Like always, let me know if you didn't know any of them. If you did know all of them, well, I'll have to make another video. Last time we covered the upper layer of the dungeon and the prisons. This time we're going a bit deeper. But first we have to get down there. The usual way is to activate the elevator and then go through the mines, but we can do it a bit faster. If you somehow get the skill Leg Sweep early, either by starting as Das or by finding the right scroll, you can simply delete every door in the game that you can fight. Leg Sweep instantly breaks everything considered a leg in combat, and for some reason doors are considered legs. This way you can reach Lagarde in under 5 minutes. Das really did want to save him after all. While you're going down the stairs, have you ever noticed this cool chair here? It gives a really neat moment. One of the few moments of introspection in the game. Can you really find a throne so deep in the darkness? The other way down to the bottom of the dungeon is through the Thicket. It's behind a secret door, behind a secret path, behind a secret door. It's really well hidden. There's so much strange stuff in here it could probably be its own video, and in fact I have covered some of it in other videos before. You can find the Cockroach King here, who has a unique questline with really cool rewards. He's pretty complicated and I'm planning on covering him more thoroughly in a future video. But in a nutshell, if you have the skill Mastery of Insects, then you can talk to him and perform some tasks. It's the only way to get the God of the Depths affinity to cast its unique spells, other than Enki's intro. The Thicket itself is full of very interesting looking enemies that spurt liquid at you. They're easy to avoid though. There's a lot of items hidden around behind secret doors, and if something seems odd, just interact with it. You'll never know what you open up. One artifact you can stumble upon here is the Eastern Blade, a very strong light sword that has high critical chance. But the moment you pick it up, you're attacked by the ghost of its master. Being a ghost, it can't be hurt by physical damage, so most characters will be unable to fight here. If you run away, you'll be randomly attacked by the ghost until you actually defeat it. Thankfully, the sword itself deals magic damage, so you can just run away, equip it, and then wait for him to attack again. Once he is defeated, the sword becomes purified and gets stronger. The ghost asks you to finish his mission, although what that mission is a mystery. After this, just keep dropping down and you'll find yourself on the bottom layer of the dungeon. But before we get ahead of ourselves, there's plenty of secrets in the normal path, so let's take a look at that route too. As you enter the mines, you'll find a strange person. They quickly hurry off into the darkness, leaving you scratching your head. Not far away, you can find a ghostly knight patrolling the mines. Being a ghost, it can only be hurt with magic damage, and it can easily cut off your limbs. And it respawns even if you do kill it. So just run away from it. What is it doing down there? Well, it's guarding a doorway. You can only get through if you kill the ghost, so how do you do that? Right next to the doorway, you can find the original body of the knight just laying there, which you can attack. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay still for long and will fight back, and if you take too long the ghost will join the fight too, so you want to break its enchanted armor quickly. After that the ghost is purged and you can enter freely. Now you've found the secret lair of Nosramus, the ancient alchemist. He'll tell you that the knight was someone he saved from dying, and then the knight swore to protect him forever. If I was Nosramus, I would have put the knight's body behind the doorway, so it couldn't be so easily attacked. It's a video game, it's fine. Nosramus isn't really helpful at the moment, but his workshop has some useful items. Are they worth risking your limbs for in that fight? Well, I don't know about that. This is required for Enki's S ending, but it's not mandatory for anybody else. But did you know that Nosramus has another secret lair? A secret lair? There's a hidden spell you can get later in the game called Walk on Water. It lets you, walk on water. It's only used in a single place, in the water pool where the salmon snake lives. Remember this fellow, we'll come back to him later on. Behind the pool is a cave with some more lizard men skinning people who were apparently alive at the time. Why? Good question. If we continue onwards, we'll find Nosramus' second secret lair. He'll give you a little bit of lore about Lagarde here, but otherwise it's not really useful for any character but Enki, who again needs to come here for his ascending. Unless you want the really cool lizard man shield they can drop. Continuing through the mines, you'll find these happy fellows, the yellow mages. You know how poisonous creatures sometimes have bright skin colours to warn everything else not to mess with them? Yeah, that's these guys. You can actually sneak around the first one if you move very carefully. But the second one, you just have to rush. If you get out of their range, you don't have to fight them, but it's kind of buggy, and honestly they're not that hard if you take out their left arm first. You're right. They're right. This one. Despite their rude introduction, they're actually quite nice. If you speak to them in combat, they're happy to answer your questions. And if you answer one of theirs correctly, you can apply to train with them. They'll give you a special trinket, the Eclipse Talisman, and tell you to seek out their master. If you survive their magic, that is. The trinket isn't that good, unfortunately. Kind of a lame secret then. Or is it? Did you know you can actually find their master hidden in the dungeon? Look, alright, you probably did, but just give me this one. It's still really cool. Earlier in the dungeon, in the blood gutter sewer, you may have found this secret NPC hiding in the wall. Interact here and you'll be brought into conflict with the doom and terror of the modern man, Nasra. If you don't run, you're dead. I don't even think the pro gamers have figured out if you can win this fight. Nasra is a living god and he can crush you without lifting a finger, lifting his spinal column. But if you have the trinket and the cube of the depths, it opens up some unique dialogue. You still have to answer very carefully or you'll be crushed, but if you do, you gain one of the best party members in the game. Well, he's okay. He can't die, so you don't have to worry about his health. He can't attack normally though, so he'll be casting spells and chewing through your drinks and smokes. And frankly, he's hilarious. So now we've recruited the doom and terror of the modern man. Let's continue back down into the deep, dark dungeon. Remember the salmon snake I told you to remember? Well, now you just did. If you defeat it, you'll get a unique prize. A bunch of delicious salmon snake meat. And some random stone crown. The crown actually has a use other than looking cool. If you wear it when you enter the Cavedwellers village, they'll all bow to you and won't attack you. Unless you attack them first, in which case they'll turn aggressive again. So, unfortunately, Darce has to deal with their cave dweller issues herself. When you're wearing the crown, you can just walk in and loot everything, including the cube of the depths, and they just let you. There's even a unique merchant here you can use. They have 2 different inventories that are randomly selected in each playthrough, but it's a good place to get some supplies if you can. Now, let's get the rope and continue deeper. Before we get to the real secret here, I'd just like to mention a minor one. In this section, you can find a couple of locked doors. Behind the right one, you'll find the shark-toothed sword stuck in the corpse of some unfortunate victim. It's good for a guaranteed and easy-to-reach weapon, but not technically unique as it can drop from crates. It's not really a secret, but I still think it's useful to know. After the village, past the hungry furries, you'll find a section of the mines inhabited by miner ghosts. You don't have to spend much time here, you can just run through and won't have to actually engage them. If you do, just run, you can only hurt them with magic and they don't drop anything anyway. But what's this gleaming in the darkness? A cool sword stuck in a rock? Well, we've got to pull that out immediately. Not so fast. If you do without any precautions, you'll collapse the mine around you and, die. The cave will collapse and you'll be stuck in the darkness to starve. So let's be a little more careful. How about we make a party member grab it instead? yeah, that still doesn't help since the sword and now your party member are lost under the rubble. So how do we actually get this thing? The intended way you're supposed to get it is by using the Passages of Mahab. This rare, special book teleports you to the Golden City after you use it. A short time later, you'll be brought back to reality, having avoided the cave-in completely. Now, you have the best sword in the game. Just remember, it's the Passages of Mahab, not just Mahab. I made that mistake once. But now you've got the sword, you're still stuck in a collapsed cave. So, that's it then. Game over. Just kidding, although it definitely looks like that. You'll have to poke around a little to find a secret passage out of there. You can find the Assassin's Set, a decent light armour and helmet that matches the cursed sword from the Thicket, as well as plenty of herbs. Drop down and you'll find yourself in the bottom layer of the dungeon. Again, just checking, did we have anything else to cover before exploring this part? No? We're good? Awesome. There's not many secrets in this area of the dungeon really. The only thing of note is that you can continue past the guard to find a treasure chest behind a locked door, and a little interaction with the bottle on the ground here. What do you think the lore implications are of a guard drinking on duty? It's worth mentioning that the guard only stays alive if you get here within 30 minutes, when you're not playing on hard difficulty. If you are, he's always dead. That locks out some of the endings, but you can't recruit the girl either, so there's multiple endings you can't get on hard. But the weirdest thing in this area is just north of where you find Lagarde. He even comments on it when you rescue him. There's a strange doorway of some kind in the darkness here. Nothing happens when I interact with it, and I couldn't figure out any way to open it. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comments. So, how did you do? Hope you didn't know all of them, because there's not many secrets left in the first game at this rate. We're really mining the depths here. Perhaps one more video about Mahab, and one more for miscellaneous secrets I've missed along the way? Fear and Hunger is one of those games that feels a lot bigger than it actually is. It's excellent at portraying a feeling that there's still one more secret, or clue, or mechanic just around the corner. The reason is that, yeah, there actually is a lot of that. There are a lot of secrets and lore clues and mechanics around each corner for your entire playthrough. Even as someone who has dug deeper into the games than most, it still feels like there's a lot of things about the games I don't know or understand. I think that makes these games feel special, especially when they actually are worth putting so much time into understanding them, which is pretty rare in of itself. Well, even if we run out of secrets for Fear and Hunger, there's still plenty left in Termina. Thank you all very much for watching. This video couldn't have been made without your support, and especially the support of the patrons, whose names are on screen now. I apologise again for my videos taking so long to come out. Life has been quite troublesome lately. It will probably not get better anytime soon, but I'm trying new ways to keep working despite that, which is why I made a secrets video instead of the more complex one I was originally planning. That'll still come out though, it'll just take a little longer. Thank you again for watching. My name's Morley Doog, and remember, you're never alone in the dark. That's a new sign-off I'm trying out. How was it? How about, remember to keep an eye on the shadows? We'll workshop it some more.